such an asshole.
Cappy's tired. Cappy did manual labor. Cappy fixed up a house. Cappy's a real man. Yeah, I'm too tired. I got it on my phone. One of our agents in the field says, take a look at this article, and it's from the New York Post. But when you search for it, it's referencing a study by the AEI, American Enterprise Institute. I don't know if they're left or right wing. I don't know, but it's some nonprofit think tank. And I think in order to work for a think tank, you can't have any testes. I think, what do you think they're doctor or something? And they're not medical doctors like, well, I have my doctorate in American policy studies. Oh, very interesting, Dr. Filbertson. So you wanted me to read the article from the New York Post. How single woke females are reshaping the U.S. And just so you know, the New York Post is kind of like tabloidy, clickbaity. So we'll just go through it here. I haven't read it. Soccer moms are giving way to single woke females. The new SWF as one of the most potent voting blocks in American politics. What, it hasn't been before? What do you mean potent? Potential? What? You see the last one with the Roe versus Wade and all the women came out, and you don't need no man. Where have you been? This is really just now? Unmarried women without children have been moving towards the Democrat Party because they give them free give-me-dats. Oh, I'm sorry, I added that. Have been moving towards the Democrat Party for several years. Several years. I don't know why the white is in here. You say unmarried women without children had been moving towards the Democrat Party for several years. Try several decades. But the 2022 midterms may have been their electoral coming out party as they proved the chief break on the predicted Republican wave. While married men, women, and unmarried men broke for the GOP, CNN exit polls found that 68% of unmarried women voted for Democrats. I'm trying to figure out, is this like in Hollywood when a female actress says, I'm the first female actress to boo, and you're like, excuse me, have you paid attention? You know, like Victoria Lake, Audrey Hepburn, you cite all the women who came before and did the thing. She's not the first, but we ignore the past. Did you know that single women vote Democrat? No kid. The Supreme Court's August decision overturning Roe versus Wade was certainly a special factor in the midterms, but longer-term trends show that single, childless women are joining African Americans as the Democrats' most reliable supporters. Okay, yes, and their power is growing thanks to the demographic wins. The number of never married women has grown from about 20% in 1950 to more than 30% in 2022. I thought it'd be more than that. While the percentage of married women has declined from almost 70% in 1950 to under 50% today. Overall, the percentage of married households without children has declined from 37%. Percentage of married households without children. Okay, so dinks, double income, no kids. 37% to 21% today. Okay, so that's all right. A new, well, I'll get it. A new, quote, Institute for Family Studies analysis of the 2020 census data found that 1 in 6 women do not have children by the time they reach the end of their childbearing. How dare you, sir? How dare you, you journalists, suggest that there's an end to the childbearing years? How dare you? It's not a question of if you hate women. It's how much do you hate them, sir? 1 in 6 women do not have children by the time they reach the end of their childbearing years. That's because they don't want children. They don't want to get married, and they don't want children. Now, as much as I always have to add that as much, they do want to get married, and they do want to have children. As much as they want, like, do you want a pizza? Sure. But not as much as other things in their life. Look at the polling data. Single adult women. Where's the white women coming in here? You said single woke. How single woke female? Oh, single woke females. Oh, I thought it was single white females. That's a movie from the day. Never mind. I thought there was a racial component there. Oh, really? Okay, so let's go back here. Really? Single black women might have voted Democrat. Really? Wonder what the reason for that was. Don't worry, everyone's catching up. You're on the cutting edge. Why is everyone poor? Single adult women now total some 42 million, comparable to the key African American demographic, 46 million, while vastly larger than key groups like labor union members, 14 million, or college students, 20 million. The Pew Research Center noted by 2019 that since 1960, single person households in the United States have grown from 13% to 27%. Many, particularly women, are not all that keen on finding a partner. What have we been saying? What have we been saying? And by we, I mean me and other people, but the first person to come up with the observation was Thinking Ape. And Jack Donovan also. Now, Jack Donovan is gay, and he's like, you guys hate each other. I don't know why you even try to stick together. Many are not that keen on finding a new partner. Pew recently found that men are far more likely than women to be on the dating market. 61% of men say they are currently looking for a relationship or dates, compared to 38% of single women. The minority of women even want a relationship. Yeah. Aaron, you're so pessimistic. Aaron, you got this hate boner. Aaron, you're black-pilled. Aaron, oh my God, I can't believe. And then all these people sheepishly come, oh, right. Oh, did it take 2.5 divorces for you to figure that out? No, let's go back with the rewind button and play back where you were telling me. I wish I had that. Here, see, this is 1997. You said I should stop being a Republican and stop being so conservative and like I'm bordering a fascist dictatorship because I want a balanced budget amendment and term limits. Now let's play that back again. There's clearly far less stigma attached to being single and unpartnered. Single women today have many impressive role models of unattached, childless women who have succeeded on their own, like Taylor Swift. Oh, yeah, you all stand a chance of becoming that just as much as black kids stand a chance of becoming Michael Jordan. Yeah, you go. You remember Sex in the City, how that worked out for all the people who viewed it? Look, just don't complain that you're lonely. I just don't want to hear it, which I don't think they are. And much of the U.S.'s women's soccer team. Oh, there's a representative example. This phenomena is not confined to the United States. Marriage and birth rates have fallen in much of the world, including Europe and Japan. While in Britain's The Guardian, columnist Emma John observed singleness is no longer to be sneered at. Never marrying or taking a long-term partner is increasingly seen as a valid choice. The rise of single woke females, a twist on the personal ad abbreviation of single white female, is one of the greatest untold stories of American politics. I don't think it is. I mean, if you're like mainstream media and still watching 60 Minutes and you're Lawrence Summers, like, oh my God, I don't know why the men are working. Maybe to you it's new. This is like 2 decades old. Red Pill, like, hey, have you heard of our institution where we do have the balls? It's called the Red Pill Meta Study. Distinct from divorced women or widows, these largely Gen Z and millennial voters share a sense of collective identity and progressive ideology that sets them apart from older women. More likely to live in urban centers and off of other people's hard-earned tax money. Oh, I'm sorry, I added that. And to support progressive policies. Okay, live off of parasites. All right, got it. All right, student loan bailouts, right? They're the driving force of the Democrat parties and the nation's shift to the left. Attitudes are what most distinguish single women. Attitudes are what most distinguish single women from other voters. Really? Did we put what do you mean attitude? I'm not disagreeing with you, but like, did you actually measure like, oh, snap? How many girls do the Z snap? Oh, they vote Democrat. Did you do a study on that? The guys with the small testes over at the Hoover Institute? All right, tell me more. Oh, they did. Honest to God. An American Enterprise Institute survey shows. Okay, they did. All right, never mind. I just guessed the wrong institution. Shows that married men and women are far more likely than unmarried females to think women are well treated or equally treated. You're treated way too well. You're spoiled. You're spoiled in this country. As they grow in numbers, these discontented young single women are developing something of a group consciousness. Nearly two-thirds of women under 30, for example, see what happens to other women as critical to their own lives. Among women over 50, this mindset shrinks to less than half. I'm confused. The women that are older that lived obviously during worse patriarchal times are kind of happier with it. And the young ladies who have had nothing but the most compliant, simpy, beta, soy boy Democrat men ever, like, and that's the patriot. What? What? The key driver of these attitudes may be universities where feminist ideology often holds power and sway. I'll go with that. I'd say media too. I also think it's genetics. I just don't think women like men that much. I don't. Women now predominate. I mean, women now are predominant on college campuses. In the late 60s, they were about 39% of college graduates. Now they're about 60%. The percentage of full-time female professors has risen dramatically because they can't find jobs in the real world that are productive. Oh, I'm sorry. I added that too. The percentage of full-time female professors have risen dramatically. At the full professor level, the percentage has grown by roughly 1/3. I I don't know how many times I got to say it. If you need a bailout, that's probably indicative that that's a bad investment. No, it's not indicative. It is a bad investment. Stop using stop using any person going to college. Oh my God, did you know minorities increase their attendance in college? That's bad. Was it STEM? It wasn't. That's bad. That's not helping them. Women now earn more than half of advanced degrees, not only in education, but health and medical sciences. Oh, yeah, but not STEM. And are making great strides in engineering and law. Law is a horrible field. And great strides. What is great strides? Can you define that for me? Because the numbers hadn't changed when I pulled the data. According to the National, oh, here we go. Okay, fair to you. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, the number of women's and gender studies degrees in the United States has increased by more than 300% since 1990. That's not good. That's not good. Not for women. In 2015, there were more than 2,000 degrees conferred. Okay, so that's 2,000 people that need student loan bailouts because the degree is completely worthless. How long is this? Oh my God, this is long. More recently, anti-family attitudes have become more pronounced. Queer studies often advocate replacing the nuclear family with some form of collectivized child rearing. Progressive groups such as Black Lives Matter have made their opposition to the nuclear family a part of their basic original platform. Well, I think the Black community's got that down, don't we? I know. There's data out there showing that Black men, they're smarter than the average bear. All right. They went through the "we don't need no man," the original canaries in the coal mine, all right? And now they ain't getting married, but they are cohabitating. And this is according to Rollo's data, if you look at Black men who participate and stay together with the mother of their children, not necessarily married, I think it's on par. But it doesn't surprise me that a Marxist organization that just wears blackface, that's what it is against the nuclear family. Even though evidence shows family breakdown has hurt African American boys most of all, we're witnessing, as sociologist Daniel Bell, small testes, noted half a century ago, in The Coming of the Post-Industrial Society, a new type of individualism unmoored from religion and family, some fundamentally transforming the foundations of middle-class culture. There is a clear economic divergence between married and unmarried women, if for no other reason than the two incomes provide more resources and children present different demands. There are plenty of renting couples and homeowning singles, but married people account for 77% of all homeowners. Well, that's because it doesn't make any economic sense. I mean, if you're single, I happen to agree. That's not a bad thing. I mean, if you're single, usually renting is cheaper. Not for men with the bachelor huts. According to the Center for Politics, microscopic testes, married women tend to also do far better professionally and economically, and their rate of marriage has remained constant, while those without spouses have declined 50% over the past 4 decades. What's the home ownership or? Okay. Notes the Brookings Institution. Single parent households they find do far worse. No kidding. The economic reality impacts political choices, not part of an economic familial unit. They tend to look to government for help. No. Whether for rent subsidies or direct transfers, that means stealing your money. Well, it's all stealing your money. They don't, oh, I need money, my rent paid for. I need student loan bailouts. I need EFT, EBT, not EFT. That's exchange traded fund, or that's ETF. The pitch of Democratic presidents as reflected in Barack Obama's Life of Julia and Joe Biden's Life of Linda. Narratives that advertise the government's cradle to grave assistance for women, meaning none of them are truly independent women. I added that, but that means it's true. Is geared towards women who never marry, with the occasional child raising addressed not by family resources but government transfers. Transfers just means stealing your money. That's it. I'm not trying to paint that bad. That means they're taking your money. You didn't get to effer. That ain't your child. You got to pay for it. Critically unmarried women also tend to be employed heavily in helping professions like medical care and teaching. Well, right. They're just taking care of other women's children who don't want to raise them. I've said, how many times have I said it before? All social work is other women raising other women's children who didn't want to raise their own children, outsource them to daycare in the public schools, end up and going to the criminal juvie system and teachers and all that. It's all just, it's communal. You're all wondering, why are my children all screwed up? Why do they need all this government help? Why do they need all this psychological kind? I don't know. Maybe just if you all just raised your children, you wouldn't have to go through the circus. Well, I don't want to. Okay, then don't have a child. But I want to have a child. All right, fine. Ruin another life. I don't care. An expanding field, even as many traditional male jobs, particularly in manufacturing, construction, and transportation, the real jobs, have disappeared. Whereas high taxes and regulation pose problems in the general economy, women predominate in fields. Do you mean dominate? In fields that actually benefit from more government spending. No. Thank God we got journalists on the case here. This now includes the once GOP-leaning medical profession, nurses, as well as doctors who now lean Democratic. In contrast, heavily male professions like engineers, masons, police tend towards the GOP. I remember when the unions back when they were the working, when the Democrats was the working party, the unions, oh, they love the butt sex from the Democrat Party. They love it up their ass. And now they're like, hey, wait a minute. They're the party of trust fund babies and single moms. Now we got to do all the work. These differences are also showing up in backlashes against left-wing education policy, epitomized by such programs as Drag Queen Story Hour for K-12 students. Parents have been at the forefront of movements to replace progressive school board members from Virginia to California. Or maybe you just homeschool your kids. The divisions between married and unmarried women are reinforced and amplified by the geographic divisions in the country, what some call the big sort. As Americans increasingly settle into distinct communities of like-minded individuals, urban centers, for example, are particularly friendly to singles. In virtually all high-income societies, high density today almost always translates to low fertility rates, led by San Francisco, LA, Austin, and Boston. In urban cores like Manhattan, single households constitute nearly 50% of the households, according to... Well, but in fairness, you kind of... That's to be expected. I mean, you go there to start out. I could see it even in today's world where all the adult Democrats are pooping in the streets, and that's good. You would still go there for employment purpose. Like, who really wants to live in San Francisco? Nobody, but that's where the tech jobs are. And with many businesses and cultural opportunities moving away from cities, are diffusing and becoming more diverse and family-friendly with varied amenities. The polarization between cities and their narrowly left residents and the rest of the nation may increase. According to recent AEI data, even married women in the Northeast are conservative. This gap unsurprisingly widens in the South and Midwest, but the major divides are in terms of type of community. Married women in urban cities are evenly split between conservative and liberal, but among single women, just 18% are conservative and 44% liberal. The rest identify as moderate, refuse to say. Let me tell you something. I'm surprised it's 18, but no, it is 82% liberal and leftist, 18% conservative. Because when you talk to a moderate, go, what are you, a moderate? Yeah, I just believe, like UBI and student loan bailouts. It's like, okay, that's pretty left. In the suburbs, the key political battleground, 35% of married women are conservative, 22% liberal. Of unmarried women, 23% are conservative, 34% are liberal. In rural areas, 42% of married women are conservative, 14% liberal, while single women divide evenly. In the near future, American politics, both national and local, may turn on the degree to which people remain single and also whether they decide to have children. Right now, the short run demography favors Democrats. Yeah. People are getting married at the lowest rate in American history, and the birth rate remains depressed, while American women and men are fat, disgusting pigs. Oh, I added that part, Lance. The longer people stay single and perhaps never marry, the better things will be for the Democrats. Right, because I'll be somewhat more direct. It's because no one has love. But you got them government checks, right? And you got socialist politics to help out the people that aren't you. The wild card may be age, specifically whether historic patterns hold and women like men tend to become conservative as they get older. Oh, no, they're not going to. No, they're just going to get more pissed off. This is hard to gauge as the evolution has taken place in the context of marriage and motherhood. Unmarried women, in particular, may hold onto their youthful ideology far longer than those lives who transformed by marriage and parenting. Well, until you're given a family something to love, do women really? I'm being serious. Do women have anything else to love aside from what they're told to love? I mean, their politics, their leftism, their socialism, the government, their career, this ideology. It's not even an ideology. This lifestyle of strong, independent, and remove politics, but it ends up becoming politics just the same. There's also this us versus them. Well, at least you're not one of those nasty men. Am I right? Like, yeah, we're going to show you what's up. It's like, okay. Have fun repairing your car when there's not enough, I hope your New York City soy boy over there who makes your lattes real good can, I don't know, replace the fuel injectors. But yeah, I mean, what does an unmarried woman have aside from the government and her career and leftist politics? Really? What? Some women in particular embrace singleness not just as a lifestyle, but a chance to redefine the role of women in society. Author Rebecca Traister, herself married with children, has followed this movement calling it a radical upheaval, a national reckoning with massive social and political implications, a wholesale revision of what female life might entail. That will last. Look, and we got the world's reserve currency and nuclear weapons, so it's going to last a little bit. It will last for a while. And then when there's not enough men who aren't getting laid and there's not enough population to replace the population from before, you have all these social programs that promise old people all this money when they're not working. And fine, you get a $10,000 a month government check, but there's nothing to buy in the grocery stores or people to fix your cars or to fix your heater in January. I don't know if the government would totally collapse, but this will all go away. This is an aberrant little detour, tangent we're going on culturally and socially speaking. There will be a hard reset. And we'll go back. Men will be the ones like, I don't want to say in charge, but we'll be the ones like, oh crap, they're the ones that produce everything. I mean, what do you want? Do you want a sociology lecture, diversity and inclusion lecture, or do you want a guy who can make the food? Yeah. I enjoy this experiment. I enjoy it because I don't have kids, never wanted kids. So none of my offspring are gonna suffer. But I by all means, single ladies, have as many kids on as much government money as you want. I want to watch this show. Just can you train a couple of them to make some popcorn for me so I can refill my bucket as I watch the show? We're living through the invention of independent female adulthood as a norm, not an aberration, she adds, and the creation of an entirely new population. Adult women who are no longer economically, socially, sexually, or reproductively dependent on or defined by men they married. No, they are economically dependent upon men. The government is a third-party intermediary, but they are definitely still dependent upon men. Don't let the government transfer fool you. The rest, yeah, they're not. Are defined by the men they marry. Ultimately, the question remains what kind of society Americans want to have. Historically, here in the United States and elsewhere, the family perspective has generally been prevalent and tied intimately to the sense of a common polity. It was the reason people live. Remind me, you need to get your doctorate, sweetheart. Yeah, that's more important. But as the country changes, becomes ever more single and female influence, the historical pattern is likely to be challenged and significantly modified. Joel Kotkin is a presidential fellow in urban futures at the Chapman University and the executive director of Urban Reform Institute. Samuel J. Abrams is a professor of politics at the Sarah Lawrence College and a senior fellow at the American Enterprise Institute. Oh, what do these guys look like? I know I'm busting the nonprofit types, but it was well written and pretty fair and balanced. Joel Colton, yeah, he looks like a guy that would sit at a nonprofit think tank. He looks like a thing. You look at that guy. That guy, he works at a think tank. That guy over there, yeah, the one over there. Oh yeah, he does. Yeah. All right. Well, well-written article, gentlemen. I don't know. What do you want me to say about it? To the client? You paid good money for me to read it. Hey, I'm not tired of being right. I was gonna say I'm sick and tired of being right. I'm not. To be honest, I'm not tired of being right. I'm just wondering, like, are we all gonna, are we all gonna stop criticizing me for being dour and a pessimist when I keep being proven right all the time? I'm just advanced. I'm just ahead of my time. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the curve. Not even that smart. How do you predict these things? I just assume the worst in people because it's usually true. Bad man, not telling me things we like to hear of unicorn farts and puppies and chocolates. I don't care. Go get married. I don't know. I think I'll speak to my audience because I think we're all kind of on the same page here. I think we're all, hey, if we find the right girl, it happens. It happens. But I think we're all acutely aware of how much disinterest women have in forming families and nuclear families and having men be the traditional leader and all that other stuff. I think that's, and because of that, we have this sane reality-based expectation. We're not going to be like, oh my God. Thank God we're not going to be like Lawrence Summers, like 80 years old. I don't get it. What's going on? Him and Biden trying to like, who am I? What's going on here? Robert Reich, we should just tax the rich more. I'm a popular old man, damn it. We're not going to be those guys. We're going to have sanity. We're going to hedge. We got our precious metals. We got our crypto. We got no liabilities. We got our minimalism. We got our bachelor hut. We got our well. We got our solar panels, and not in a survival prepper for World War III. Just like, no, man, we are mentally prepared. We're going to have the best lives possible in our generation because we based it in what the real world was capable of delivering, not what it traditionally did, nor what our genetics are screening for us to search out for. Like, no, genetics, I know genetics. I too would like to fall in love. And I too would like to get and have children. Not me particularly. I'm acting as someone else, a normal person. But it's not going to happen. They're all out of steak. Let's get a good lobster dish, shall we? You know what? Instead of steak on the menu, let's try everything else on the menu. Let's make this life count as much as we can. We're going to live the happiest lives out of all future generations until other people and love and children and family come back at the center, which, don't worry, genetically it will. It will. But until that time, it's like, I don't know. And how many times I got to bang on people's heads? Am I the only one to make the connection to, like, if you look outside, all of civilization was built because men were horny, they wanted to have kids, and women needed them. So we came to this agreement. Female youth and beauty is the fuel that powers the economic and production engines of the world. Men. Not saying women don't. There aren't a handful or a sizable minority of women who work legit jobs. They said, they do teaching and sociology and jerk off. They work in institutes like us. Professors, oh good. Women's studies. Yeah, that'll grow corn. That'll produce electricity, I'm sure. No, you go ahead, dude. Yeah, we will be aware. We will know what to expect in reality, and we'll capitalize on it. We will enjoy it. And then, hey, the right kind of gal comes. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're on the same page as me. Cool. Yeah. All right, let's go. You want to have kids? All right, let's have kids. We're going to homeschool them. And we're going to sit down. Hold on, everybody. Raise our children. Whoa. So there you go. Link below, obviously, because this is the article for it. The menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. It is a choice, and women just don't, they're not that interested. They are interested a little bit in getting married. They are interested a little bit in having kids, but not that much. So, ladies, for the majority of you who won't be married, coming soon to a theater near you in 7 short years? We're estimating that. There's the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, available paperback, Kindle, audio, and hardcover. And there's a section for women. And I'm championing choice. I literally am. Like, you girls don't want to have anything to do with marriage or men. You're going to be single. Okay, good. You might want to get that book. Seriously. Then there's also the Book of Numbers, Analyzing ROI in the Pursuit of Women. Men, girls don't like you that much anymore. And if you don't believe me because you're genetically programmed and you're horny, I get it. The male sex drive is a very compelling, if not the strongest force. You're going to have to learn to reel that in, boys, and rededicate it or redirect it towards things that are productive. And as women generally don't like men that much, they also don't like male attention that much. To the point you will see the Overton's window move to where, well, you saw that video going viral, the girls at the workout at the gym, and she's like freaking out because the guy looks occasionally over at her every once in a while, which is like, okay, he's not really staring at you. In all honesty, he's just waiting his turn maybe to get to that. Oh, or heaven forbid, he was going to ask you out. That was criminal in her mind. Maybe not according to law, but that was not acceptable. And there will be complaints filed. The day's going to come. Like, I'm wondering, like, really, are we going to have burqas on the girls? What are we allowed to? Anyway, they really don't like you that much unless you're a top 10% guy, or maybe even higher now based on the previous data that just came out. Watch a couple videos ago. And so, men, you got to understand how little interest women have in you, so you don't waste your time and you accept reality. And then only because I've helped Myron write the book and I had to edit it, so I know what's going on. Myron's got a great book coming out called Women Deserve Less. That sounds skewed, and yeah, obviously it is a little bit, but it actually is economic argument where I got to shine and pull the data. Cappy got to put on his economics gloves. That's coming out, and it's very good. Very good. A little editing magic by old Capmeister, of course, but that's coming out pretty soon once Myron makes the finishing touches. And then, I don't know. I mean, as always, I say, if not women, start working on your financial health. Why don't you start working on your finances? Of which, if you go to Teachable, you search Achieving Financial Excellence, Teachable. There's your very first step in getting your financial act together. So why don't you take that? It's $99. But Cappy, that's expensive. Oh, the $400 a credit you paid for 5 credits of women's studies, that was the better deal? Oh, okay. I don't know. Do you want to be poor? I don't know. It's up to you. All right, let's go to the super chats. If we have any, 248 people, if you guys kindly would subscribe. We're like 2,400 away. Just some guy, 99 cents. Thank you for the 99 cents. Did you know, man, $2 Did you ever date a leftist, and how did you? Well, yeah, most guys, most of the women you're going to date is leftists. Where in defense of girls, you guys are like, I'm not going to date a leftist. Like, that's all there is to date. Every once in a while, I would get a conservative gal, and interestingly enough, a lot of those did become girlfriends or girls I dated for more than like a month or something. But yeah, most of the girls you're going to date when you're young, most of the girls, period, you're going to date are leftists. What you got to do is you got to find them like, okay, are they really, like a lot of the black community, if you pull them on like choice, you're like, do you prefer A or B, C or D? Like, dude, you're a Republican. You're more conservative than I am. So, but a lot of people are hoodwinked into thinking like, oh, I'm just for the little guy. Well, the little guy doesn't steal 40% of GDP. I'm just saying. So you got a lot of people who are well-intended and good nice, kind-hearted souls who think like, "But I'm a Democrat. I'm here to help the little people." Like, okay, you haven't studied the budget and you haven't looked to see what they do. So they're out there. I mean, one girl that, a very sweet, nice girl, she couldn't believe I was a Republican. She was offended. I'm like, it must be nice having a, family to help you out with the food and the money there a little bit. That must be nice. Oh, you want to have 4 kids minimum, and you're going to raise my taxes, huh? Mary Jo's a perfect example. I sent her the federal budget for Christmas one time. A nice red envelope, all Christmassy, a gold seal on the back. So, but yeah, how did it go? It didn't go. I mean, I got laid several times. They weren't all bad, but keep in mind, this is back in the day where women weren't like necessarily shoving it in your face that they were feminist and proud. Fish, buy, sell, go. Don't need no man. They're and I've said it before. I got to tip my hat a little bit to the Gen X gals. They did offer to go Dutch. They did. Those that did show up for the dates. So, I mean, there was a little bit of a honesty, intellectual honesty there. But I didn't have there was that one gal who got pissed off at me because I took her to see a war movie and I didn't know she was a pacifist because we never talked about it. She was all pissed off. And I'm like, what did I do? Instead of being mature, like, yeah, I appreciate it, but I'm a pacifist. I'm like, oh, I would have been, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. But I got to read women's minds. I guess then I was towards the tail end of my dating career. But I mean, don't marry one. Look, you're on the same team. Like, look, if we're getting married or sticking together, or having a committed relationship, you're not voting to raise my taxes. Although now I say the optimal form of a relationship is you have separate residences, you never get married, and unless you have kids, do you form it's like, nah, you do your thing. So then it's kind of like very libertarian, like, nah, you can vote Democrat. I'm really just using you for sex and company. So until you prove otherwise. But I wouldn't, especially when you're younger, don't, oh, well, she's a Democrat. Okay, but she could still be a nice girl. Romar, $2 has nothing to say. My truth, the king. $5. All this man up shaming language is only going to cause all the sub perfect tens to throttle down and go gulp, hence lessening the subsidies to daddy government. Yeah, I know a lot of guys who they're young men, they make great husbands from a resume standpoint, but they're no, I'm scaling back. No, I'm not taking promotion. No, I'm not gonna learn another skill. No, 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 no. I don't get a lot of that man up. I don't really tune into Dennis Prager and the conservative and the Tradcon media. Do they really do it that is it really that much? I don't see him beating that dead horse that much. Maybe in some conservative churches that might be a little bit more common, but I don't see that. And yeah, when these guys go gold, it's not going to be the money. The money's not going to run out. We'll just print off more. It's going to be that money won't buy you anything. And you girls can, I mean, the fight for 15 is now the fight for 25. That took a hot 10 seconds. And now you're on, well, what's 25 going to buy you when all the food is like double expensive? Like your purchasing power didn't go up. We need to produce things. Well, you took away the fuel that normally fueled the engines to produce the things and the stuff. And I can't wait. The day is going to happen if it hasn't happened already. There's going to be some smug know-it-all doctorate with her whatever liberal arts degree or social science degree. She's going to be in a major metro. Is going to need like an oven fixed or something very important, like the heater or the car. It'll be winter, and there just won't be enough tradesmen to come in and fix it. And she won't know that, like, okay, pipes freeze, so you better shut off your water main. She's not going to know that the pipes are going to burst, that the car's going to, I don't know, just basic, and the assets are going to be destroyed or they're going to be poorer. Their standards of living are going to go down. And then, it'll be kind of like communist days. Well, there's a wait now. We don't have that. Hey, you want your socialism? Here it is. Well, where's the food? You're going to have to wait in line for the food. But thank God you didn't get married and have a husband or kids. Thank God you didn't do that. After a while, like, how much can you look at yourself in the mirror and jerk off to it because of your liberal arts degree or social science degree? Like, doesn't it get boring? Like, I find economics interesting, but I'm not like, oh my God, economics. I'm not like, oh my God, the inner self of man. Like, I don't know. There's hiking to do, guns to clean in sight. There's so much more stuff to do. Dog of no real value to go for a walk, which I still haven't seen. Romar, $2 again. Thanks, Romar. You could say something, Romar. You paid the $2. My Truth, $5. And the Scooby-Doo mystery will go down as most cognitive dissonance mystery of plugged-in simp passport bros. Gonna rocket to the moon. Can't make this up. And simp passport bros gonna rocket to the moon. Yeah, it shows you the important. Okay, look, I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm not that bright. Yeah, I'm a smarter than average guy. The reason I'm so good at economics is I plain don't give a crap anymore. I'm not polite. I call it as I see it, and I enjoy ruining people's little cognitive dissonance. I enjoy ruining their BS bubble, their delusion. I like pointing out, no, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You ate it, and now you don't get to have it. Right? The reason your mainstream social scientists, whether that's social scientists like sociologists, economists, historians, journalists, whatever, the reason they keep getting it wrong and it's a Scooby-Doo mystery is they don't have the balls to look at it and say, oh, here's your problem. That's fine by me because it makes me more notable. It makes my job a lot easier and higher paying. You know, how many journalists are out there like, we just need more government money in the student loan bailout? I'm the one saying young thin chicks is what makes the economy go around, and men are like pretty much the backbone of real economic production. Ain't no one going to say that because they're afraid of oh no, it'll ruin my career. I don't got a career. I don't. I tried being one of the good guys. And now it's like, F it. There's a housing bubble. There's a .com bubble. There's an education bubble. Your degrees don't count, ladies. You're still going to be begging for, you're all dependent. Super hypersonic I don't care. It's still true. Yes, and it will like, oh my God, I just don't know why people aren't having, why aren't they finding jobs? Oh, by the way, here's some free government money and excuse your mental disorder that we just made up 20 years ago. Yep, you got a case of that. Now here's your money. I like trains. $2. Hi, Aaron. Love your Perkins video. Thank you. Thank you. It's sad to see Perkins go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's helping. He's helping. By the way, if anyone's looking for a chemical engineer, Atham graduates with a chemical engineering degree this spring, late spring, May, I believe, right, Atham? So if you guys could kindly reach out to me, I could put you in contact with Atham, and that'd be great. Kalini, $5 in the beginning steps of starting Western Governors University. It is legit. Will I get hired with their degree? If you have the right degree. I don't know how many times we got to keep saying this. It is not the college you go to. It's the degree you get. As long as it's accredited, as long as the degree's the college is accredited. So if you're majoring in computer science, you'll do fine. If you're majoring in accounting, you'll do fine. I mean, I can't guarantee it. You sit on your ass and pick your butthole. I know you're not going to do fine. But yeah. And what? You're paying, what is it, like $6,000 for a year? You don't have to commute. I bet you there's not a lot of woke BS crap you got to take either. Oh no, Kalini, you're not getting the college experience. Oh no. Professor Spud, $5. I think married women tilt GOP because GOP voting women get married, not because women switch to the GOP after getting. Yeah, the chicken or the yes, good point, Professor Spud. I think correct. Conservative women would tend to get married. Now every woman pretty much, if you look at polling data, does want to get married. It's where is that on their priority list? And for, I believe it was the Zoomer girls, it was 7th on their list after having kids. And millennial women, who remember, the eldest of which are 40. The eldest men and the rest are in their 30s or maybe even late 20s. Having kids, or was it getting married? I think it was Getting a guy was number 4. It's like, it's over, man. You're you're not pretty or young anymore. What? Again, they don't really care that much about it. It's not that they're dumb and they don't know. They're just like, yeah, man, I could take them or leave them. But yes, the women who get married tend to be more conservative anyway. You're true about that. Saving so much time for you guys. Alex Patino, a truck driving Latino agent in the field who is a truck driver and making good money. For $10, a gal in a truck stop in California was complaining about a driver using his points to get a free coffee. He kept going on about how the rich keep getting richer, the poor keep being poor. What? What? Is this on film? Why does why he's got the points? A cup of coffee? The punch card, like you get 10, buy 10, get one free, and Karen thinks he's loaded? Well, you are in California, so there's that. Ray John, hey, our Canadian agent in the field, for 2 Canadian bucks. Why do women initiate most divorces? I think they had unrealistic expectations of what it was. I mean, there's many reasons, but usually the man doesn't live up to their expectations. Generally speaking, it's not exactly this, but women's best day in their life is their wedding day, which is completely wrong. It should be the other days. And if the guy can't keep that high for the rest and live up to the expectations and the status, they will return you. You have to. You're not really someone they love. You're just not. You're kind of a status symbol. You're a thing to have. They don't need you anymore. So if they're gonna have you, you better be a really good guy, live up to their expectations, and boobity 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 boo. And then most men, they don't. I hate to say this, they don't put their foot down. They don't hold frame. They don't say no. They don't hold expectations and standards. And most men, happy wife, happy life, which only spoils people, not just women, everybody. If you always say yes, then women kind of get spoiled and entitled. And if you chew the wrong way, all right, and they filing for divorce. But in honesty, and in defense of women, you guys let yourself go. It's not like women are the only fat ones, by the way. Men are just as fat as women. You guys let yourselves go. F you. Oh my God, I gained 35 pounds and my wife found another guy at the office. Oh, that too is a Scooby-Doo. Woman, yeah. Oh, them womans, man. They just looking to bang Kevin in sales all the time. It has nothing to do with your gut hanging over your wiener now, does it? Alex Patino, truck driving Latino agent in the field. Finally, I said the reason the poor keep getting poor is because they spend too much and don't improve themselves and keep asking for government handouts. If looks could kill, got kicked out of the store. Bravo, Alex, bravo. You got kicked out of. That's good, man. That's good. You should have filmed it. I'd be like, yeah, poor people are stupid. They don't work. They keep collecting government money. That's why the poor get poor. And they have kids they can't afford. Are you like 3 out of 4, 4 for 4? Which one are you? Just 1 for 4? What are you? Oh, by the way, I punched back, just in case you were wondering. So now we can have a reasoned discussion here using words. Oh, corporate spaghetti, $5. Compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. Yep. And it's 5th grade mathematics, and yet college graduates don't understand it. Here's your advanced degree, and even though you don't know 5th grade mathematics. John Watson, $5. Should I go to trade school for free for my HVAC, or should I be an apprentice for a year and a half? I don't know. I guess you gotta, if you're already apprentice, you don't have to go to HVAC school, do you? Don't you get your apprenticeship and then you get your license? I just do that. I don't know what state you're in, how it works, but whatever gets you to work faster. Alex Patino for $5. Man, what would you must have saved the money on that coffee. That's why you're so generous with your dollars now. Most truck stops have a card that you swipe, get points for a free shower if you get 50 gallons of fuel or more, and a free coffee too. Oh my God, you guys are just living it rich. Did you lobby Congress to get that free cup of coffee, man? Well, you're connected. What's it like being a one percenter there, Alex? A rich get richer, a free cup of Joe. Good Lord. Was she a liberal white woman? You don't have to do me another super chat. Just text me or something. I just want to know, was she a Karen? Was she a middle-aged white woman? Oh, all right. There you guys go. That's it. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.